All right, Kurt Kitayama, congratulations on the incredible victory at the 3M Open by one shot, shooting 23 under. It's your second PGA Tour victory. Congratulations, and thank you so much for taking time to chat with Bridgestone.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I want to start with your course record that you shot on Saturday. You shot a 60, some phenomenal golf. How would you describe the difference in mindset during a round like that when it comes to your level of focus and visualization to be able to shoot such a low round?
Yeah, I don't know, it just felt like it came out of nowhere really. But then like as the round kind of kept going along and I was getting more comfortable and I was trusting the shots I was hitting, um, it just kind of flows, you know. It's nice. You're in twosomes, so the pace is going well, so it helps you keep the rhythm. And then you kind of just start thinking about your last like four or five holes. That's when you kind of start thinking the possibility, and you just try and keep it together a little bit and stay focused, not try and get ahead of yourself. And that's kind of what I was trying to do.
When did the possibility of shooting 59 come into fruition? You had your brother Daniel on the bag. Did he help you out with that at all? What was that experience like?
Yeah, definitely kind of helped me stay focused. Probably after my birdie on 15, I saw that they'd moved the tee up on 16, and I had a par five left. Um, and I was just trying to still trying not to think about, making birdie here, making birdie on par five. I was trying to focus on 16 in hand, and I birdied 16. And then, um, you're definitely thinking about it. Then you got the water short, the pin's kind of tucked. You want to stay left, but the wind's off the left. Um, and yeah, I just hit in that bunker. And it was a tough shot to get up and down. Um, and then I got to 18, and I thought I was gonna be in the fairway and walk up, and it's like a foot in the rough, in like a just kind of iffy lie, and um, part of me wanted to go for it, but at the same time, um, you don't want to mess up a good round like that by hitting in the water. So kind of just ultimately took my medicine and gave myself a wedge shot.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you're trying to win a golf tournament, which you did by one. So playing smart on that final hole was extremely important. And on Sunday, you started out just as hot. You birdied six of your first eight holes under the pressure of trying to win for the first time in 2 years. What was the message to yourself to maintain a strong mindset through the rest of the round when it got super tight down the stretch?
I think when the pressure's on, there's nerves going. A lot of it is breathing and slowing down. You want to you're amped up. You want to move fast. You want to walk fast. You breathe, more shallow, and so kind of walking slower, um, taking deeper breaths. Kind of was the main focus there.
And on top of having that great mindset, your ball striking was stellar. You averaged just over 10 feet proximity to hole on Sunday. The Bridgestone ball you play is a Tour BX mindset. How does that ball allow you to control your trajectory and be aggressive when you want to fire at flags?
Just knowing that you can trust the ball to fly in the window that you're normally used to seeing, and controlling how it's going to react on the green, and trusting that definitely helps. You kind of see the shot that you want to hit, and when it comes out the right window, um, that's nice to see and trust.
And specific to the Tour BX mindset part of the golf ball, the visual cue of choosing your target, visualizing the shot, and focusing on that green dot. On 14 on Sunday, you hit a really gutsy approach shot that became pivotal for your one shot victory. What were the details of that shot, and how did you use the mindset process to help you pull it off?
Yeah, I mean, like kind of going through that process. It's nice because once you pick your target and you see your shot, it's like, all right, just trust what you're doing, and just go, and um, just hit it, and you because you're trying to minimize as many thoughts as possible, and that's kind of how the process helps you do that.
Can you describe kind of how far you had into the hole, what the lie was like, and just kind of the steps you went in that moment? Almost recreate it for us, if you
Okay.
will.
Yeah, I walked up. I saw a pretty good lie in the bunker. Luckily, the lips, it's kind of more of a shallow bunker, so I wasn't too worried about the lip. And it just happened to be a perfect 7 iron from 190, like little help. And so from there, it was just kind of just trusting my swing and hit the shot.
What kind of shot were you visualizing, or you just knew, okay, it hit my yardage, I'm able to just hit a full compressed shot? And what were the nerves like in that moment too, trying to pull it off? Because you hit it just to a couple feet.
Yeah. Um, I was looking a little left of the pin and hit like kind of my stock cut. I think the biggest thing was just hitting it solid because, out of the bunker, it's easy to hit it fat. And I did have a lot of green, but, depending on how well you hit it, if you hit it too fat, like there's still water to cover. Um, and so, yeah, once I picked out my shot, I was just kind of just hit it solid.
And when it comes to winning on the PJ Tour, it's so critical to trust your equipment, like you've mentioned. What elements of the Tour BX mindset ball make it the best fit for your game to allow you to trust your golf ball in big moments like a PJ Tour victory?
Yeah, I think just, I've spent the whole year using it and when I'm swinging it well, it's coming out in the window I want with the spin that I want, and reacting on the greens how you're always guessing to see what it's going to react like, um, and how it reacts has been kind of really close to what I've imagining in my head as I'm going through shots, and being able to trust that consistently is been big.
And you had some big time help this week from your older brother Daniel. This is only the second time this season that he's caddied for you. At what point did you decide that he would be your caddy, and how would you describe sharing the winning moment with him on the 18th green?
Um, well, so my caddy left me after John Deere, and so with only I guess at that time 3 events left, it's kind of hard. It would have been tough to find someone that you know that I knew well enough to trust going down those last 3 tournaments, or adjusting to like how their caddy style. And I've had success with my brother, and he's been around a lot. He'll come to events and just hang out, and so I figured this would be the best fit to finish out the season. And to pull out the victory was amazing, especially with him, and having them there was really special.
That's so awesome. What would you say you've been working the most on in your game that's led to this victory?
I'd say probably my putting. Last season was a real struggle. I felt like I hit it amazing, and uh, this season, putting was kind of my main focus this year. Just trying to keep improving, and I think the last couple months I've seen a trend there, and that's kind of what was really big for me.
What kind of tweaks or adjustments did you make?
Um, well, I mean, I was hitting it a lot out of the heel, and so that was kind of a big adjustment. Like move, I would set it um, off the toe a little bit, and I'd kind of swing it kind of weirdly, like in and then come back out. And so I started to set it up on the center, even a little bit off the heel, so it kind of go. If anything, it rerouted under um, to hit more solid putts, and I think that's helped with like speed control, which is a big thing, and just kind of starting online.
That's a little glimpse into the all the hours that you put in to be a PGA Tour winner, and it's not just you, but it takes an entire team. What how does this validate all the work that you've put in getting this win late in the season?
Yeah, it's just nice to know like you try not to focus on results when you're working on stuff. you want to see just kind of like a incline, of improvement, and for it to finally pay off. It's nice to know that everything that I've been working on um, is working.
Yes, that's very true. And heading into the FedEx Cup playoffs very soon, what is your mindset? What's going to be your focus mentally and the goals that you want to achieve as you wrap up the season?
Um, I think just the same mindset that I've been doing, kind of keep trusting the process, keep working hard, um, and just hope the results are going to show. I think it's always the goal to be in the Tour Championship, and now kind of put myself in a good position. With I got this week in Memphis, and just kind of I guess the next step is making to um, the BMW Championship, and then from there Tour Championship. So just kind of hopefully just ride this good play.
And what does trusting in the process look like for you? Is it setting mini goals? Is it focusing just really much on what you need to practice day in and day out?
Yeah, I think kind of right now my game feels really good, so it's kind of just maintaining the level, like doing little checks, um, you know, basic checks, setup, alignment, making sure that's at least on point, and then making adjustments from there.
Last question, Kurt, before we let you go. What was your most memorable shot that you hit at the 3M Open or most memorable moment?
Um, I would probably that bunker shot on 14 was really good. Obviously there's a lot of pressure coming down, and um, I think making par on 18 was really big. Um, but I think that shot on 14 was kind of the biggest shot there.
Yeah, that shot on 14 is going to be in a lot of replays. It already is. Kurt, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with Bridgestone. We wish you the best of luck into the season and into the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Thank you.